here on the Appalachian Trail again for another fabulous adventure. Doing a day hike. Beauty spot. There's the mileage marker, 2.3 miles. Cherry Gap Shelter, 8.7 miles. Iron Mountain Gap, North Carolina, Tennessee, 107, 11.8 miles. You can see that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to hike the beauty spot, and then I'm going to continue on, not going to Iron Mountain Gap. I couldn't find out the mileage on that. I know it's 12 miles to Iron Mountain Gap, so that would be 24 miles on a day hike. I'm not doing that. So if I'm trying to do around 16 miles round trip on today's day hike, so if you knock a mountain puts me around that, that's what I'm going to do. If it's more than that, I don't think I'm going to do it. But I did this section hike back in February 2020. I got a shuttle from Mountain Inn and Suites in Erwin, Tennessee to Carver's Gap, and I hiked 2.5 days, 2 nights back to my car in Erwin. So that was 36 miles, and that was a pretty nice trip. It's on the channel in the early days of the channel when I was doing my section hikes on the Appalachian Trail and documenting it. I got some snow on that trip, so I didn't get a view at Beauty Spot. It was a complete whiteout, and that is also on the channel. I got some footage of that. Goes back quite a while ago now. And the funny thing is, I went right to the trail after work, working all day. So I still hiked 10 miles. Didn't get to the Curly Maple Gap shelter from Carver's Gap until about 11 o'clock at night. Got back on the trail at 7 the next morning, 7 or 8, I can't remember, and hiked 22 miles from the Curly Maple Gap shelter. I'm sorry, I hiked 22 miles from the Clyde Smith shelter to the Curly Maple Gap shelter. And then I only had 3 miles to get to Erwin, where my car was parked. All right, the trail's going up. It's not a bad incline. It runs parallel to the Forest Service road. That road, according to Onyx GPS, is 9.6 miles. Good for trucks, Jeeps, and dual sport motorcycles. I think I'm gonna have to come back here and ride the motorcycle up. But yeah, you see it's already getting more open as I advance further on the trail. I imagine in the winter these views would look better, but like I said earlier in the video, when I came here back in February 2020, I was in a snow squall, so I didn't get any views up here. And the views are supposed to be remarkable at Beauty Spot. I've seen the pictures. So I'm gonna get a view today because the fog is clearing as it gets later in the morning. I started at 8 a.m. and it's humid already. Feels like it could rain today, but I think it was a 26% chance. Temperatures were going to be around 80, so not too hot for mid-July. Could get a lot hotter. We had temperatures in the 90s a couple weeks ago. Even last week I think we had a day around 90. So today's a welcome reprieve. This would make for a really nice campsite if the ground wasn't sloped. And you wake up, feel like you're falling down, trying to sleep in a tent over here. I suppose you could probably put a hammock between those two small trees. Anyway, there's the trail. Views are getting better as they go along. Yeah, it looks a lot different compared to wintertime. Hopefully the views get better. These shrubs are really damp from the morning dew. It's enough to get you soaked. My cool shorts, they beat up the water because I think they're water resistant. And the views are coming up. The sun's gonna evaporate all this morning moisture because it is pretty sunny right now. And it's already pretty warm. Feels like it's already 80 degrees or close to it. Might just be because I'm walking in the sun now. It's a little cloudy. Otherwise a great day. It's beautiful up here. No wonder they call it Beauty Spot. There's the parking area. I didn't know it was that close. I figured it would be, but you don't even have to hike from Indian Grave Gap to get here. You could just park right there and get to the views. As you can see, the trail is quite overgrown here with stinging nettles, probably poison ivy too. I've not seen a lot over here, but I'm sure it's here. Quite itchy, especially when you're wearing shorts. But yeah, I'm used to it. Don't prefer it, which is one of the advantages of shoulder season hiking, like late fall and winter and early spring. You don't have to deal with this. You don't have to worry about ticks either. Oh man, look at this jackpot I found. The blackberries are ripe. And they're sweet. I think I'm between Beauty Spot Gap and Unaka Mountain now. And I'm coming into another open field here with these blackberry bushes, so I don't know how far I'm gonna go actually. You know, I'm gonna see, once I get to Unaka Mountain, I'm gonna see my mileage, and if I still wanna go further, I may just drop down the mountain and go to the Cherry Gap shelter, which I remember coming up that when I did that last time, and was also the first time. I remember coming up that was a real pain in the ass because it was very steep. I think it was a lot of elevation gain. If I remember correctly, it was over 1,000 feet in like a mile. So it was definitely tough. So we'll see how I feel. I may do it, but I don't think I'll go further than that. There's the forest road. You could take a Jeep, truck, or dual sport motorcycle down. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. I've already passed it. All right, now there's a series of switchbacks in front of me, or behind me now. I'm gonna gain 1,000 feet up to Unaka Mountain. And then if I go down to the Cherry Gap shelter, it means I'm gonna have to go back up again. So I'll be climbing it from both sides twice, or I should say climbing it from both sides once each time. So total of 2 times, but it is gonna be a quad burner. I came out here to get some training conditioning in for my upcoming vacation, and I'm gonna get it, I guess. If I choose to go that route when I get up to the top of the mountain, if I feel like continuing on, I will do that. But I know it's gonna be a butt kicker. So oh, that's pretty cool, man. I came upon this clearing to get out to the forest road. And it makes a 360 right here, just about. It continues on up the mountain. That way it will take you down, and it goes up like a snake up the curvature of the mountain. Whew, it is a butt kicker. climbing Unaka Mountain, as I remember. But I didn't go up this way. I was going southbound on that 2.5 day journey 6 years ago. All right. I'm nearly 5.5 miles in, and this is right near the top of Unaka Mountain. It is a butt kicker of a climb, but actually it kind of got more gradual as I got closer to the top. Initially it was very steep, but it's gotten easier, so more manageable. But I'm sweating profusely, and I don't sweat easy. It's so humid out here. Not that hot though, and plus I'm under the canopy of the trees. These thick pine trees at the top of the mountain are nice and welcome sight, because they do block out some of the diffused rays of the sun. It's pretty cloudy too, so it could rain. I mean, with the humidity being this high, anything's possible. And predictions are never accurate in the summertime. We're in the winter for that matter. I was wondering if I was going to see some destruction from Hurricane Helene 2 years ago. This section right here, there are a lot of fallen trees. Of course, it's the top of the mountain, so and these pine trees are pretty old. They probably snapped with the winds and the storm, but they've done, again, I say this all the time, they've done really good work out here. You can see where they've cleared the trail of all the fallen trees, cut them back. As popular as the Appalachian Trail is, you know, any time of the year for that matter, this is my second time doing this section of the trail, and I've not seen anybody so far. I can understand why I didn't see anybody when I came out here and did those 36 miles back in 2020, is because it was wintertime and it was poor weather with the snow. I got, I don't know, it was like 6 or 8 inches, I think. But I haven't seen anybody yet, and I'm already closing in on 6 miles. Only saw cars on the forest road, but not that many there either. So you can definitely have solitude out here on the AT. I mean, it's 2,200 miles after all, so you're not going to see somebody all the time. I just have to comment on how much more damage I'm seeing on this stretch of the AT than I've seen in previous stretches since the hurricane of 2024. Just unbelievable how much damage happened over here. Just a lot of fallen trees. And like I said, they've done a remarkable job clearing it though. Because I could only wonder about how bad it was right after the storm. The trail would be impassable most of the way up here. So they had to come out here and do a lot of work, I'm sure. But yeah, it's coming up on a low gap now. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to squeeze in the Cherry Gap shelter. Been there before, no loss. It's very humid here. I'm kind of exposed, there's no tree cover. But just go to low gap. I think that'll put me at about 8 miles one way, then 8 miles back, which was what I wanted to do anyway, was 16 for a round trip. The trail's really hemmed in with some overgrowth. Yeah, I mean, it's no loss. Not going to Cherry Gap. I could just take a break at low gap and then head back up to Unaka Mountain, get some elevation gain for some training, and that'll be sufficient, and I'll be happy with that. So I'll just take a break when I get to low gap. Okay, so it must have been really bad through here if they have a reroute. I guess that was a reroute, but they've since cleared the AT, so looks like the AT is more clear than the reroute. Somebody's closed it off. Iron Mountain Gap AT detour. So yeah, I'm not taking no reroute for the little bit of distance I'm going to travel yet. Yeah, it must have been impassable. That's what it looks like anyway with all those fallen trees. Correction, according to my Gaia GPS map, I'm on the reroute, so they have it white blazed like it is the official trail. Since the trail must have sustained really bad damage there, that's the way I went 6 years ago, marked on the map. That's the way I would be going if the trail was open. So this is the reroute here. which is off the official trail to the right. I reroute you onto this forest road right here, which is a lot wider than the trail. So I'm going to take a break here. I'm almost at 8 miles, and I'm going to continue back from here. So, but yeah, I don't think I could get to the Cherry Gap shelter anyway if it's bypassing the actual trail, that segment of the trail where the shelter is. It's just going to go on a different route towards Iron Mountain Gap. So it'll bypass the shelter altogether.